Lisette Sutherland, Work Together Anywhere, a handbook on working remotely, successfully, for individuals, teams, and managers. Dive into the world of remote work and discover how it can transform the way we accomplish our professional goals with Work Together Anywhere, a handbook on working remotely, successfully, for individuals, teams, and managers by Lisette Sutherland. In this eye-opening book, Sutherland explores the benefits and challenges of working remotely, offering insightful advice for individuals and organizations alike. Important topics covered include increasing productivity and engagement, fostering loyalty among employees, and leveraging technology for improved communication. Full of best practices, this summary will guide you through the key points to consider when working remotely or managing a remote team.
The perks of working remotely. Remember when you got your first job? Office work can be an obstacle. However, working remotely can increase productivity and engagement. A 2017 survey revealed that 76% of respondents are more productive working remotely. A 2014 study by Harvard Business Review showed remote employees were more productive than in-house employees. Remote workers benefit from fewer distractions, reduced commuting and break times, and fewer sick days. Remote work provides a better work-life balance. The benefits of offering remote work. As a manager, you may have reservations about allowing an employee to work from home, but evidence suggests that organizations that refuse to offer remote work jeopardize their competitiveness in the long term. Offering a flexible remote work option can lead to long-term loyalty and reduced costs, since 62% of employees would either quit or think about quitting jobs without flexible work arrangements. Furthermore, 79% of employees believe that flexible work arrangements would make them more loyal to their employers, while 73% think it would lead to better relationships with their colleagues and bosses. Employers can save a significant amount of money on real estate expenses by not needing a large office space with many employees working remotely. Lastly, companies that offer remote work may have access to a broader pool of expert candidates, as evidenced by Adriana Vela's success in hiring nanotechnology experts based in different regions. Productivity concerns with remote employees. Many managers worry about remote employees' productivity, and some turn to monitoring tools to keep tabs on them. However, such methods can create mistrust and lead to subpar results over time. Instead, companies should focus on achievable, concrete goals and track progress in real time. By centering collaborations around results rather than time, trust and transparency can be fostered among all employees. The key message here is that focusing on results, rather than time spent, can ease productivity concerns with remote employees. Going remote, essential skills and tools. Shifting to remote work means developing necessary communication skills, being self-reliant, and investing in high-quality technology. Do you dream of working from the comfort of your living room or starting your own remote business? Perhaps you've already made the decision to switch to a remote career and find yourself facing unexpected challenges. Before you take the plunge, it's essential to evaluate whether you possess the necessary skills and tools for remote work success. One of the most significant challenges of remote work is communicating without face-to-face interaction. Much of your communication will take place via writing, so developing clear and concise written skills is crucial. Additionally, typing skills are paramount, as a slow typing speed can slow everything down. A self-sufficient remote worker is someone who can organize their work, manage their time, and complete their tasks independently. Self-reliance is an attribute that companies value highly in a remote worker. Constructive feedback to team members is also an essential skill to develop for optimal performance. Another essential element for successful remote work is the ability to invest in high-quality technology. This includes access to computers, webcam setups, and phones, as well as reliable internet connections to ensure seamless video and audio quality. Sleek technology can affect video and audio quality, and with minimal background noise, the home office environment can be less distracting. Remote workers need to be tech-savvy to allow for basic troubleshooting to check what may not work properly. Being familiar with the functioning of webcams and microphones is a good idea. Knowing what to check or who to ask for help in case of a technological problem can save time and lost productivity. Remote work requires specialized skills and equipment, and it's important to evaluate whether you have them before making the switch. Remember that while some unexpected challenges may arise, being equipped with communication skills, self-reliance, and technological foundations are essential for remote work success. Boosting productivity while working remotely. Establishing a disciplined routine, avoiding unnecessary distractions, and focusing on priority tasks can help remote workers improve their productivity. Are you finding it hard to balance your personal and professional life while working remotely? If yes, then you're not alone. Overworking, getting easily distracted, and failing to communicate clearly with the team are common challenges that remote workers face. However, you can overcome these issues with discipline and the right strategies. Research by Stanford University has revealed that multitasking is not productive for workers. By focusing solely on one task at a time, you're more likely to produce quality results. To achieve this, turn off any unnecessary notifications and decide on ground rules with your team members. For instance, you could choose to respond to queries every hour. Another step to boost productivity is to narrow down your tasks to a maximum of 3 at a time. This will enable you to focus on the most critical tasks and deliver quality results. Knowing when and where you work best is also essential in producing quality outcomes. In case you're most active in the morning, plan the most challenging tasks during this time. On the other hand, you can opt to get your midday rest if you're more active in the afternoon. Working as a team can be challenging, but incorporating such practices as working out loud can help colleagues stay motivated and build trust. A collaboration tool like Trello can help everyone see the progress of every task, making it easy for all team members to engage. Lastly, organizing emails with numbered points or bullet lists helps to respond efficiently to each point. Are you ready to become a productive remote worker? Follow these strategies, develop a disciplined routine, communicate effectively with the team, and deliver quality results. Managing remote teams, the importance of a gradual transition. Managing a remote team seems daunting, and remote communication is harder than it seems. Rather than jumping in headfirst, it's important to gradually move your team to remote work in measurable steps. This allows for optimization of processes and the opportunity to evaluate if your team has the organizational skills to succeed in such an environment. Starting with 1 or 2 employees before transitioning the entire team is a beneficial approach. It's also essential to check in with in-house employees to gain perspective on the transition. The gradual transition approach helps in developing a remote-first setup for times when unexpected snags force people to work from home. Productivity isn't a significant concern as remote managing communication is the most challenging aspect. Hiring remote workers, it pays to test skills and plan an effective onboarding. The hiring process for remote workers is an opportunity to test their relevant skills and design an effective onboarding process. While traditional interviewing methods can be effective, they may not be suitable for gauging remote workers' aptitude and capability. Remote workers need to have their basic competencies verified before being hired to ensure their suitability for the job. Many businesses tend to neglect creating a detailed onboarding plan for remote or in-house workers, despite the upfront costs involved in hiring. The onboarding process should be specific, realistic, and designed to help the new employee get started with their new role seamlessly. This may include introducing the new employee to the team, providing them with the necessary tools and materials, and having a support system in place to answer any questions that may arise. Hiring remote workers requires careful planning but can offer significant benefits to the organization in the long run. Remote work communication. Remote teams can communicate just as effectively as co-located teams through frequent and clear communication channels like video calls, Slack, and email. In fact, remote team members may even have more virtual FaceTime with one another. Establishing online rapport with colleagues takes time but can be achieved through period stand-ups and retrospectives. These practices provide team members with opportunities to share their progress, highlight any issues, and build a constructive environment. The key message is that most on-site benefits can be adapted into online benefits. Working remotely has become a popular option for many professionals. However, one concern that employees have about working remotely is how they can communicate effectively with their colleagues. This book section, Remote Work Communication, explains how remote teams can communicate just as effectively as co-located teams. In fact, remote team members may even have more virtual face time than their co-located counterparts. One of the critical factors to note is that remote teams must frequently communicate through different channels. These channels can be telephone, email, video calls, or apps like Slack. Clear and concise communication is necessary for colleagues to collaborate and know when they can and can't contact each other. The author emphasizes that most on-site benefits can be adapted into online benefits. For instance, remote teams can organize period stand-ups, which are similar to the stand-ups held in co-located office spaces. In these stand-ups, team members take turns sharing what they did yesterday, what they're working on today, and what issues they've encountered so far. These stand-ups can be recorded and be reviewed later, enabling team members who miss out to stay updated with what they missed. Another practice that remote teams can embrace is retrospectives. These are designated feedback sessions that zoom out from individual tasks to get a sense of how the entire team is doing in general. In retrospectives, team members can discuss any conflicts that need to be addressed in a constructive manner. Finally, the book mentions that developing an online rapport takes time, and there is a possibility that any form of text can be misunderstood. The key, therefore, is to establish regular opportunities for team members to interact and share their thoughts together through video calls. In conclusion, remote teams can communicate just as effectively as co-located teams by frequently communicating through video calls, Slack, and email. Embracing period stand-ups and retrospectives provides team members with opportunities to share their progress and build a constructive environment. The key message is that most on-site benefits can be adapted into online benefits.
In conclusion, Lisette Sutherland's Work Together Anywhere offers a comprehensive guide for individuals, teams, and managers who want to successfully adapt to remote work. By understanding the importance of clear communication, goal setting, and technology, people can be more productive, engaged, and committed to their organizations. To successfully transition to remote work, gradual, measurable steps and effective onboarding processes ensure a smooth transition. Ultimately, this book demonstrates that the benefits of remote work can outweigh the challenges, providing a more flexible, efficient, and fulfilling work environment for all involved.